Hi guys. Okay, so this is like my first time doing this. I didn't even think I would be making this type of video on this channel, but I don't know where else I would put it, and I feel like you can do whatever you want. Um so I love Real Housewives. I've watched it since I would be watching it like every Sunday night, getting my hair done, having my mom do my hair every Sunday night before school. We'd be watching Atlanta like since those days. Been obsessed with Housewives. So why not give my thoughts on the reunion? Because I have so many. I have so many. So I'm doing part one now, so late, even though everybody's probably already done the reviews. And then I'll get two out sometime this week before three comes out, and hopefully I can get that one done quickly. But today we're going to be talking about my part one thoughts on the Real Housewives of Potomac reunion. And yeah, let's start. Okay, so the first thing that I want to speak on is obviously Wendy. The montage at the beginning of the episode, wow, how quickly and how hard they fall. Guys, Wendy has lived so many lives and gone through so many phases of like trying to find herself, and we've watched that. We've watched her go through everything. I'm a professor. I want to get my body done. I don't know if I want to be a professor. I want to be a talk show host. I want to start a candle business. I want to do this. I want to do that. That's lovely. All lovely. But I think it now kind of shows that it was all this kind of like big display of just her not knowing who she is and trying to figure that out. And I think what's happening to her now is an example of that, of Wendy not knowing who she is. We'll get into that a little bit later because she kind of says something that made me even think about that. But like the montage, I thought was just like it was like foreshadowing kind of, because it's like obviously it wasn't like foreshadowing us knowing this was gonna happen, but it's like it was obvious that, because with the crime, if it's true that it happened with fraud and all of that, I feel like those types of crimes are just big displays of not being happy with where you are in life, and like wanting to have more or wanting to prove that you have more, because it's like you don't have to commit those crimes. Those crimes aren't like ones of like, okay, we could see why you did that. Like it's just like I can't see why you did that. You just wanted to like live a lifestyle that isn't necessarily uh accurate. Like it's not, I don't know. I mean, I feel like if it was accurate, she wouldn't be in this predicament right now. And this is not me saying that the Ocephos were broke and like didn't have any money. No, that's not what I'm saying. But they clearly were living outside of their means, or they wouldn't have turned to fraud. Unless this is all some big misunderstanding. So yes, I think Wendy's storylines and all the seasons leading up to this one is like, it's just like this big culmination of like, oh my god, like she never knew who she was. So now let's actually like get into the episode. What was that whisper voice? What was that whisper voice? What were we doing? Wendy, what were we doing? I I was so confused. She was like, I don't know what to, and I'm so, oh my god, I don't know, I feel forever changed, and no. Like, it just, I didn't know what we were doing. So I'm just gonna leave it at that. I don't know what we were doing with that voice. Yeah. What was she doing? Eddie looked nervous. He looked nervous. Usually, like, he kind of always looks like he's like not really in it, and like just like in his own world. And I kind of just thought that was like him being on the Happy Eddie. He probably did, if I'm being honest with y'all, he probably did pop some Happy Eddie before that scene after they got arrested, because why wouldn't he? You know, like, that's stressful, guys. They went to jail. It's not looking good for them. And then you got to film the scene after that? No, ma'am. Let me pop my little supply and film this scene. He was not with us. Or he was just super nervous. But like I said, I'm starting to get a little scared for them. Like, looking in his eyes in that scene, and then what Wendy said, a lot of people said that it kind of felt like she was foreshadowing or soft launching, like either putting the blame onto him or divorcing him later on, even potentially. I did kind of get that vibe. Her just like, I mean, it is true that you're going to be forever changed after getting arrested, but it's like, I don't know, it did just give a vibe of like her, I don't know, I feel like Wendy is smart. And I'm not saying that in a manipulative way, but I just feel like I could see how I see what everyone is saying of how that could kind of come across as like there's a disconnect now that I'm different, this relationship might be different and the outcome of it might be different. And we don't know. I did also see, I watched the Carlos King Monday Night Lives. Well, I don't watch them every week, but I usually watch like to hear their thoughts, because they're so funny. Him, Dustin, Claudia, Blue, they're also funny. But I think it was Blue. I remember her saying like a lawyer, wait, hold on, I should probably, let me clip this. Sorry, I'm filming this on my MacBook, and sometimes when the clips are too long, it doesn't save for me, so I just have to make sure. Or not even if they're too long, if like the camera, like if it goes to sleep, it might be in danger. If it's long and it goes to sleep. But Blue was saying that sometimes, because they were talking about like, oh, that's what I was gonna say. And then also like with them filing separately, it's like I really see why people might think she could have been soft launching that. But going back to it again, Blue is saying that, I'm sorry, I think her name is Blue. Blue is saying that her friend was saying that sometimes they'll file separately when they're actually, really united, because it means that like, two people going in separately, like they are individually fighting off their chances. So it's like a bigger chance for someone to be able to stay home with the kids. And I'm sure that will be Wendy. Like, if things end up going that route, I could see them, deciding that Eddie will take most of the blame, which I think they'll be able to get away with. It kind of looks like he was the one, like, maneuvering things anyway, not as in like he conspired or anything, like he came up with the idea. I don't know, but it looked like with him, like, Wendy's always claiming that she doesn't know anything. I don't know how to pay a bill, I don't know how to do this. She was claiming that before the fraud stuff even came out, which I don't even know if I believe that, but maybe I'll give you the benefit of the doubt. But she already was claiming that, and then, like, he was the one that was writing those emails that leaked when they first got arrested. So it's like they very well could potentially say that he was the one kind of leading things, and maybe he could get the heavier sentence if they get sentences at all. So, and then also, I just feel like I genuinely believe their relationship when I watch it on camera or on the television. Like, I believe it. So it would shock me if they divorced, but at the same time I wouldn't, because things like this, situations like this, they can tear families apart, unfortunately. But I don't know, I just believe the relationship, and I feel like it has always been one of the strongest ones in Housewives history. So I'm excited to, I hope you can't hear my family using the restroom. But yeah, I have hope that they'll stay together. I think they're trying to be smart. Okay, let's get into my real thoughts on the situation now. I want to preface by saying I hate that this is happening to them, to their family, to their children. I hope that somehow this is all a big misunderstanding. The false robbery, the reported jewelry that they still have, the Pam Oliver of it all, the 67 credit card. I hope it's all a big misunderstanding and the truth will be revealed. I do. And I mean that genuinely. However, if they did do these things that are being alleged against them, that's being investigated right now, I found it very, I don't want to say performative, but I did find it performative when they were sitting on that couch and were like, Cameron, you know what, I heard Cameron. I'm sorry. I really don't want to sound insensitive, but it's just like, I can't help but think to myself, this is not a crime of, like, necessity. They weren't, like, dead broke trying to provide for their children. If this is true, they were wealthy people who just wanted to be wealthier. And obviously they're not like Beyonce level rich, I'm not saying that, but they aren't struggling by any means. They're not wanting for anything. Wendy is on a Bravo TV show, like, she's making a nice check. So it's hard for me to sit here and listen to you be like, my children, and this is, so hard for them, when you voluntarily decided to put them in risk. You put them at risk for things. I don't understand why I'm supposed to sit here in my bed, watching the television and cry with you or feel bad for you when there's nothing to feel bad for. I'm sorry. It's just, besides, like, the children, like, I'm trying to understand where I can find, like, the understanding. And it's like, I feel bad that they're going well, I don't know if they're gonna go to jail. Like I said, I hope that, I don't know, it just looks bad, you guys. It looks really bad. Like I do fear that they're going to go to jail. But I just don't understand. It'd be easier. I understand that they can't, I understand that, they can't admit guilt while they're undergoing an investigation. I understand that, they can, in hindsight, regret their actions and be like, dang, I didn't think about my kids. And I really feel bad hearing my child's voice, like, in the background on the phone while I'm sitting in jail. Like, I get that aspect of it all. But for me right now, it's really hard for me to find sympathy with that because I empathize so much for the children. I just completed my last semester. I'm in college right now. I just completed my last semester. I did a class where we went to a jail. Every Friday we went inside the jail. It was a class and we created work, like artwork. We wrote a script. We just discussed the conditions that the incarcerated individuals were enduring. It was a class with college students and then incarcerated individuals, meshing together with one professor. And like seeing the environment, and this is a jail, mind you. If they get convicted, I'm pretty sure they're going to prison. But I already knew I never wanted to go to jail. Being inside, I really knew that. And then hearing those stories of what the men were going through, it was only men that we were in the class with. It's like, girl, you don't want this. No one wants this. This is traumatizing. It's dehumanizing. It's just, the jail system is not right, and you should never do anything to get yourself in there if you don't have to. So knowing that and how hard of a toll it takes on you, on your family, because it affects the whole family. It puts this whole family into a cycle. It's just, you want to stay away from it. So when I think of all those things, and I think about what they did, and the fact that there was no reason for them to do it, if they did it, I just get irritated. I get irritated because you have now changed the trajectory of these children's lives forever, especially that oldest one. Yeah, Cameron's younger and it's still going to be traumatic for her too, but the older two, I guarantee you, I promise you, they know 10 times more than what their parents think they know. Absolutely. I promise you. All children do. All children know more than you think that they know. You think your child didn't hear the argument? They did. You think your child doesn't know y'all are having problems? They do. You think they don't? They do. Just stop. Kids know more than you think they do. So I absolutely believe that he knew that they got arrested that night. And it was just like another thing, like when she said you promised you would never lie to him and y'all were hugging in the car and crying. Like, this is all because of you. He wouldn't have to be sitting here in this car crying with you, that's another thing that's traumatic, is sitting in the school parking lot or the pickup line crying at 11 years old with your mother, thinking about her going to jail and your father, and you potentially got to sit and stay with the grandma who told your mom to shut the fuck up because he saw that. Like, just stop. So it's like you did all of this to your child for what? To show off for Giselle? Because that's what it's coming across to me, and that's really talk about it. Like, I wrote it down. Oh, I just said it's a bad choice as a parent. It just was a bad choice as a parent. It was. it was like that. This was not a good parenting choice. It wasn't a smart one by any means. My phone wants a crown. Wendy said that she's more confident now and like more sure of herself. And like she wasn't in the beginning and she is now. She said that. So I absolutely agree that she's more confident now. I feel like Wendy came on the show very, very, very insecure. Like, I'm Dr. Wendy, and people like you, they call me Dr. Wendy. And it was fun and it was great. And I love that she came on so fiery. But like, I don't know. And maybe that's just a personal opinion. But to me, watching it that season, I was like, oh my gosh, she's kind of insecure. People like, you call me I was like, oh my god, this is so mess, and this is so messy, it's so entertaining, but like she's kind of insecure. Like, and then the next season, full body change, looked I thought she looked beautiful. Like, none of these things are wrong, mind you. And that's another thing, like Robin and Giselle were right. Wendy did change after season 6. Like, I don't know why. Giselle had more of a messy point in why she was doing what she did. She was being messy. She definitely wanted that stuff about Eddie to come out. She was trying to make it about Eddie. I didn't think it was about Eddie following booty models or whatever they're trying to say. But Robin absolutely, I think, was genuine in thinking there was a shift in Wendy. And there was. Like, and we always see it. It's not new. Housewives, they come onto the show. They see what they look like in that first season. They make some tweaks, and that's fine. Wendy, I don't think Wendy did that because Eddie was making her feel bad. I think Wendy already had things about herself she wanted to change, and seeing it made her change that. And then, so I think she was insecure about that. And then even outside of the body, I think she just was insecure and unsure of herself. Like, she just came in, like, you could tell, in my opinion. And I think she wanted the approval of Giselle and Robin and them. And I think that's like, I think it extra her in season 6, like when they were like, oh, you changed. I think that's why she like read them so badly, because it, like, similar to Angel, I think she came in thinking that they were gonna be like big sisters, and then got gagged pretty quickly. But I say all that to say, yes, I think she's much more confident now in like who she is and like how she presents herself. But I do believe that she's still that insecure girl from season 5 at the same time, because only someone who is insecure or greedy would commit a crime like that. Like, it just keeps coming back to the fraud. The fraud, I don't know, is it fraud? It's insurance fraud, I don't know. And guys, let me also say, there's nothing wrong or greedy about wanting more. Like, if she, like, her already having the Bravo checks and stuff, me saying all of that, there's nothing wrong with her wanting more than that. I'm not saying that. If you want more in this life, go after what you want. If you want something in this life, go after it. Don't do something that's going to get you put in jail behind it. So nothing is wrong with wanting more money or wanting nice things or wanting design or wanting luxury. Nothing's wrong with that. What's wrong is feeling like you have to lie and scheme and steal and cheat to have it. Because then at that point, what are you doing it for? Do you just want a nice thing, or are you trying to keep up with an appearance? What are we doing? So that's why I say Wendy is comfortable in how she looks, because she feels that she's curated these things and these items and this persona to look how she thinks a confident person is supposed to look, and I think that is a part of it. You should look how you feel, right? But there is some pressure or insecurity deep down inside that makes her feel that she needs those things to be secure, because she wouldn't have committed this type of crime if she wasn't. Or you're just arrogant and greedy, which I wouldn't want to believe. But I read something like when the stuff first came out, like in October, somebody was saying, like on Twitter or TikTok or something, like, you know, her being African, like they do have like a lot of pressure on them to, like, you know, become a doctor, become a lawyer. And I've seen that with peers. I've seen it on TV just growing up on the East Coast. There's a lot of I used to live in the South. When I moved to the East Coast, the African immigrant scene was much larger moving here. So I ended up meeting a lot of new people, and I did learn about that culture of like having those high expectations. And so I do feel like her family is a lot to blame. Like, just even like how her mom was like, you know, I'm enjoying you guys' money. Yes. Like, that was just a lot. Like, and telling her to shut up, and Wendy saying that they always do this, and feeling like it's the two against one. Like, I feel like she's kind of felt like she's always had to prove herself. Her father being absent in her life, like it's pretty obvious, like, how we got to this point. I don't really want to waste any more breath on it. That's how I feel. I do feel like hold on, let me stop. I do feel like I agreed that I didn't really care for like her attitude towards the situation. When I say attitude, I don't mean in a negative aspect. I thought she was taking it too lightly, but and I don't mean I think she should have groveled and came out like, oh, my life is over, like, because I didn't want that. I didn't like when you guys did that to Karen. I agree that I would have liked for her to, you know, lean more into labeling herself as an alcoholic, but I feel like people acted like she took no accountability and wanted her to like grovel for us for our entertainment, and I didn't need that from her, and I didn't think that was necessary. I don't believe that we're owed these people like groveling to us when they hit rock bottom. I just don't. So when I say that I didn't care for her attitude so far, because it's only the first part, it wasn't that. Like, I didn't expect her to come out like sad. I like that she's not letting them see her sweat. I love that, actually. But girl, the mugshot guy was not like, pose for me, is the photo shoot. I'm sorry, I don't believe that, Wendy. I don't. Like, I thought that was a joke. Like, I don't know. Why were you actually smiling during that mugshot? Like, were you like, let me try to make light of this? Like, I don't know. I'm sorry. Like, maybe it's true, but what guy would do that at the station? Like, you know, you might as well smile. Like, I know you're sad. Let me make you smile to feel better. Like, let me have you pose for your mugshot that everybody's gonna see to make you feel better. Like, no. He saw that wig looking crazy. He knew nothing was gonna help that situation. So either he was playing with her, playing in her face, or she's lying. And Eddie, and maybe I can believe he had just woken up, because, like I said, he kind of always looks nervous and like, he makes this face a lot, Eddie. Like, he is like nervous. But yeah, and I will say, as far as the attitude thing of her not taking it serious, I know that they're gonna like actually dive deeper into it in part 3. So yeah, not too much on her. For starting out, it was probably like 8 in the morning. Like, I'm not ready to get into the nitty gritty yet. Let me warm up first, guys. Like, I'm sure. So hopefully, like, we can get some more insight into her mind and her process in part 3. One last thing. Some people didn't like Giselle switching the combo to the wig, or thought like she was trying to make fun of her. I didn't really see it as making fun. I do think Giselle can be insensitive at times, but like, I don't know. I didn't expect, like I just said, I didn't expect them to go super hard deep into it right off the bat. Yes, let's get right into it, but like, let's sink our claws into the situation, like in part 3. So her making light, talking about, because we did want to know that. I wanted to know about the wig. I did. I'm sorry. Like, why was the mugshot looking like that? I did want to know that. So to each their own, but I didn't really see that as like mean or anything. Like, I considered it like, lightening it up. Ashley, we don't care. We don't care. Why did she feel like it was necessary to make that comment about never going to, like, literally, honestly, I don't even know why they put that in the episode. Maybe to just show us how stupid it was that she, like, the way nobody said anything, the way no one spoke. But I think Wendy looked at Giselle like, it was just like, it was so stupid. It reminded me of, like, have you ever like gotten in trouble as like a child, but you're like in a space where like there's another child around, like maybe it's your sibling or like your classmate or something, and you're getting in trouble, like, or scolded by the adult, and then the other kid's like, I didn't do I didn't, like, who asked? Clearly you didn't do the thing because you're not in trouble right now. I'm the one getting scolded. So, like, why are you standing here letting me know that you're not in trouble? Like, it was so stupid and annoying and childish back then. It's so stupid and annoying and childish right now. Ashley can be very annoying sometimes. Like, she does just give off that annoying little sibling or that annoying, like, classmate that you had in elementary school sometimes. Like, it's just like, you're annoying. Stop. Why was that necessary? Everybody knows going to jail is scary. My God. So, I feel like Stacy is a liar, but I don't care about the things that she lies about. So it's like a hard thing, but it's not that hard. Like, I absolutely feel like she's a liar, and I understand why she irritates the other girls, because it's like, in reality, like, who wants to be around somebody that just lies? And then honestly, like, when you lie about dumb stuff, like, it even more so could be irritating, because it's like, you're not lying about anything important, you're lying about something that's frivolous. So, people don't really understand, like, why, and I don't either. Like, I feel like they drag it when it comes to, like, she lies, okay, but she's not harming anyone. It's not like a Phaedra, sexual assault type tea when it comes to the lies. So it's like, and it's always about herself, so it's like, it doesn't really affect anyone. But I get why they would just find her annoying. As far as the trying to make the whole season about her and always trying to catch her in something, that's team too much. But her just lying, like, I could see why that could be considered annoying. Like, her lying about the cannabis, I don't understand why she had to lie about that. I honestly don't. Giselle had true tea about you making that, and I knew it in season 9, because at the reunion, like when Giselle said that, she literally looked like a deer caught in headlights. Like she literally looked gagged. Like, no, I don't know what you're talking about. Like, girl, like, and that's how I knew, okay, if she comes out. And then Giselle was so confident. She was like, when Stacey comes out with this next season, and she came out with the next season. And that's hilarious. And I love how she just does what she wants. But the point is not about how much I love her. I didn't see why the girl had to lie about the cannabis line. Like, I agree. She literally could have, if she didn't want to like confirm it because it wasn't confirmed, she could have said like, I'm in talks. But to just straight up deny it, like, you don't owe us your business. But to say like, even if she said I had to talk about it, it's just like, because you're lying now. To say like you just did not do that, to act like it's just coming out of nowhere. And then she admitted that she lied. She said, I lied in the early part of the season. So it's little stuff like that. Like, I feel like she tells these little white lies because she like just wants to keep like this certain, all of the ladies do though, they all lie to keep like a certain type of image. But I feel like that's what she does. Like, I feels like she wants to be perceived a certain way. I feel like that's the QVC. I feel like, this is a big point I wanted to make. Her being or being raised a Jehovah's Witness, as someone who was raised one, like, I see exactly kind of what she's doing, or why she might be such a liar. I feel like when you grow up in that environment, like, there is like this kind of image you feel like you have to uphold, and you become very good at like lying, to put it bluntly, to, keep everyone thinking that you're on the same page when you're not. So I feel like that probably groomed her a lot to be like the little white liar that she is. And I really don't think it's out of malice or being vindictive. Like, again, like, she's never really lied about like something that could harm someone else. It's always been about her. The line, Timo, like, I think it's really just deep down, like, she wants to be perceived a certain way, and so she keeps like whatever, like, even with like, didn't she lie about who filed for the divorce? Like, even that, like, it's such a small thing. Like, if he filed, but we have to know that she filed and she didn't. Like, it's like little things like that. And I feel like I am one who genuinely finds something to love about every housewife. Like, you really have to be like a messed up one for me to not like. So it's not a deal breaker to me. I feel like they all lie. I've caught all of them in a lie, I feel like, watching the show at some point. So it's just like, people lie every day. If you say that someone doesn't lie, you're a liar, because everyone lies. Even if it's like a lie for the betterment of someone, everyone lies. So it's just, are you consistently a liar for me? Do I constantly have to think, are you telling the truth? That is what will throw me off. But like, for people to just act like the girls have no basis at all, like, I feel like, or like they're just bullying her, I think is a little bit dramatic, because you would be annoyed if you felt like every time you ask someone something, they're lying. Or like, you can never get a clear picture on someone you're trying to put. Because yes, they're all like performing, and this is a show, it's a job, it's a career, but the job is to conduct yourselves as an authentic friend group, and you're supposed to act as if. So your job is to be honest with these women. Your job is to open up with these women and connect with them. So if you feel like, even if my coworker, I feel like my coworker was, I'd be in like, why are you always lying? Like, if my coworker, even if we weren't on a TV show, was just always lying, it's just like, why are you always lying? So if they feel like she's always lying, and then I also do believe, I feel like on those types of shows there are bound to be things that like the girls are gonna see that we don't see, as far as like why, like for example, Orange County and Katie. I wanted Katie to stay. I thought she was so pretty. I liked her. I wanted her to have it in her to read those girls and get them together, earn their respect, and stay on the cast. Stop going behind going to bloggers and things like that. I wanted that for her. But, and although it looked like a gang up to us, like it was clear that she was doing things that were making those women uncomfortable or making them feel like they couldn't trust her. Yes, everyone goes, when like Ghost Boss does mess up things or like puts things on social media, but she was clearly doing something that felt like it was going against the group, and that's why they pushed her out. So I feel like we don't see everything, so sometimes it like looks like it's a certain way to us, or like they're doing too much on her. But if they genuinely feel like she's lying, like you can't lie. You would be annoyed if you felt like somebody was always lying to you. And I do feel like they still like Stacey. Like I don't think that they actually, Kiarna might actually not like Stacey and Tia. Everybody else, I think, finds her like to be like a key. They just are tired of the lying. Also, like, it's a TV show. Like, I'm sorry, I'm just not expecting full-blown honesty 100% of the time from like human beings. I don't know, call me crazy. Like, I'm not, like, yes, that's what they're paid to do, but it's just like humans care about their image. Like, I found it very like lame for the girls to be like, oh, you're performing then, like with her saying like her QV stuff is similar, because it's just like all of you are performing to an extent. Like, it's a show. Like, your reaction to certain things would not be the same in real life as it is on the show. Like, and that's just facts. And that doesn't mean that your reaction is fake or that the performance you performing is fake. But like, whereas someone might, like, even when like they one of the girls is reading the other girls, like in reality, like you might be like, but then you can see them on the show, they'll be like picking up a napkin, hiding behind it, like even that, like it'll just be a little bit more and again, that's not saying it's fake or they're putting on, it's just the stakes are heightened. I'm an actor. That's what I go to school for, and when I'm performing, like I'm performing, but it will feel real. And I'm actually performing. Like, none of this is actually real. They're performing within circumstances that are still considered to be like real or authentic. They're just filming it. So it's like, it's still authentic, and that's still your reaction, but you guys are performing. You're adding an extra level of engagement, and that's okay. It doesn't mean you're fake or putting on. Some of the girls Jazzy, some of the girls put on, but all of you guys perform. Because, and then like even like just like dropping bombs like, oh, but aren't you dating so and so, that's you would not do that in real life in the middle of a bunch of random strangers or in the middle of a party. Like, you wouldn't. Maybe at a girl, like a friend group meeting in public or something, like it's just me and y'all would do that. But like the dropping bombs at big party, like all of that stuff, it's just not gonna happen, because you're not gonna cause like big scenes in real life that you would on a reality show. So all of them, like that performing argument, is just, it's really baseless to me. Like, stop acting like y'all are 100% authentic on the show. Like, if you were 100% authentic on the show, you would be boring, because your reactions would be muted, or more muted than they are. We want you to engage. We want you to perform a little bit. Tia had some disgusting nerve to try to make it seem like Stacy code switching was her being fraudulent somehow. When I tell you I have 57 different laughs, 57 different voices, like, it's crazy. And I 9 times out of 10 I don't even realize that it's happened. So I can consciously do it, I can unconsciously do it. Like, it just happens, and all of those voices are 1,000% real to me. And if someone told me, like, been before, like, when people like try to say like, oh, you know, is that your real voice, or do you talk like this all the time? Like, that will irritate me, because I know that I'm just being me, and I'm not even thinking about, you're thinking about my voice more than I'm thinking about my voice. And it's just not fair. Like, it was just really disgusting to me. Like, she was trying to like paint her, like, I saw what she was doing. She was trying to paint her as like, oh, this fake, like, everything is for show, like, when I get on. Like, no, people talk differently to different people. That doesn't mean that they're fake or fraudulent or whatever. Like, whether or not she puts on a little bit or she lies or whatever, and like I said, I'm sure she does all those things. No, we're not doing, like, you, high key, I feel like she should be ashamed of herself for even trying to make that a thing. Like, girl, code switching. Like, girl, where are you from? Child, she from the UK. Do they code switch in the UK though? I feel like they code switch in the UK. I'm sorry. Like, it was just like, so are your children, like, your children don't code switch, girl? Like, stop. Like, she knows what code switching is. And then Tia just disappointed me this part. She got me back in part 2, but this part I just wasn't feeling her. Like, what does Stacy marrying a white man with money have to do with her wanting to be prim and proper like you? How do those two things correlate? I'm going to assume you meant marrying up, as in marrying someone with more money. But again, what does that have to do with wanting to be like Tia? I don't quite believe that Stacy wants to speak like this. Yeah, I thought it was a weak read. Sorry. Like, it was like the delivery of it. Like, I just love hearing her be rude in her accent. I love T's accent. But I thought it was weak in content. Like, 'cause girl, or the target, maybe, I don't know, it just didn't land for me. It was weak, diva. Another thing I wish Stacy would just tell the truth about. Timo wasn't fucking with Wendy and Eddie. He said, I got something to do, I'm not going. And then, because Stacy didn't want to look bad to Wendy, or because she was building with Wendy, she didn't want it to look like messy so quickly. And then also, she's already getting jumped by the group. She definitely lied to, save face and to make it look like everything was good in the hood with Wendy. And it wasn't on Timo's end yet. But Stacy was dead wrong to put that on Tia, like she was trying to start something. And that's another thing that I don't get. I don't like that people try to act like Tia has no basis to be angry with Stacy. I do agree with Stacy that she came in there looking for mess, to go and report back to her master, to go back to Giselle and Tell her the mess. I absolutely believe that. She literally said in the confessional she was coming to get, intel. However, it would absolutely irritate me if I invite you to dinner, you say, I can't go, my husband has a flight, or whatever, my husband says he has a flight. Then at the dinner, I say, you couldn't go, we call, and you lie, you contradict what you guys said literally yesterday. And then when I say that was a contradiction, the truth, you flip it on me and try to make it seem like I'm trying to, cause issues or cause, strife between you and your friend. No, you lied. Don't put that, like, that is actually something that will grind my gears. Like actually really irritate me. Like when you try to make it seem like I'm doing something that I'm not, or try to put something on to me and that's not the case when you're the one who lied. That would have irritated me, and that I think was a valid reason for Tia to be annoyed with Stacy. However, I feel like she dragged it. Like immediately coming, like she came so hard the next meeting, like the next group event. Don't let the accent fool you. Where did that come from, girl? Like, it was like a lot. It was a big reaction. Like for me, that just would have been like, I would have checked her at the dinner, and then it would have been like, okay, noted, like I see you, like you're a liar. But to jump on her with everybody else to be like, I'm so done with Stacey, like it seemed like that was just her reason to, like, that's, I think, how it came across to everybody else. Like that's what made it seem like she was just eager to have a reason to come for Stacey with the other girls to like fit in. So that's where she lost me. But the sole instance of it, like her, you could argue she came in there with bad intentions in the first place, but still it's like you lied. Like me wanting to get some tea versus you lying and acting like I'm trying to ruin your friendship, I think is like a different thing. I think those are two different things, I'm not gonna lie. Also, Tia was definitely dragging it, talking about her heart was like racing after meeting up with Stacy and talking about the whole Chris thing. Like, girl, you do not care this much. Just stop. You're putting on at the reunion. Just stop. You don't care this much. Like, I'm sorry, girls, y'all do not care about Monique this much in her business. You care about mess and making Stacy out to be this liar. Like, it's just stupid. And like, it's dumb. The whole thing is just, it's stupid. Like, girl, your heart was not racing about somebody you don't even know. But I do love their feud. I think their feud is so entertaining. I think it's so beautiful. I think it's so, I could hear them argue like all day and all night. I think they see each other, and that's the best type of feud. I said, okay, Angel, that was a cute little jab at Ashley for saying she doesn't have a home in Potomac. And Ashley, if you could have gotten a home in Potomac, why didn't you? I'm sorry, I'd rather be in Maryland than Virginia. No shade, as a East Coaster. And I'm not saying why didn't you as like she's broke, but like literally, like why didn't you? If you could have, like why would you choose Virginia? Was it cheaper? Like, I'm confused. I said, Giselle, just stop. Angel was saying she didn't move to be friends with you. Obviously, she wanted the opportunity. Oh, they were talking about, Tia was saying she came on to make friends, and then Giselle was like, clearly you didn't, Angel, because you said otherwise. No, like, stop. Obviously, she came here. Obviously, she wanted this opportunity. It's a big opportunity to be a housewife. Obviously, she wanted to join the show, integrate with the ladies. I'm sure she's seen the show. I'm sure she wanted to be friends with Giselle. I'm sure she wanted all of those things. She was saying, I came here to be with Ashley. She was trying to be funny and shady in a confessional, and I agree. Like, I moved it for the opportunity. Yes, that's a plus and you want to make friends with the group. But the main reason you're joining the show is for the opportunity. The main reason Tia joined the show is for the opportunity to be a housewife. I'm sure she did move during COVID and wanted friends, but that is why she joined the show. That's why anyone would join the show. It's an amazing opportunity, and that's okay. Like, you would just have to be like the richest lady ever for me to believe that you are only joining to make friends. Like, you would have to be so set. Like, we would be like, why are you on the show? For me to believe something like that. But Angel definitely wanted Giselle's approval and shit. Don't get me wrong. She definitely got like so confused. Like, she thought it was gonna go one way and it didn't. So she definitely did want to be their friends, but she wanted to join the show for the opportunity. Like, don't act like that. And I said she really does sound like Maya Angelou. Okay, so the Kiana thing with Angel, I wanted to give her the benefit of the doubt. Yet when I watch it, I still find the whole thing rude. It's like, yes, she was talking to Wendy with the I'm talking now. But it's like, your friend is the one that's in the conversation with Wendy. If my friend has had an issue with this girl all season, they're finally talking it out, I'm not gonna be like trying to cut off because I was the one who started talking first or whatever. Like, oh, my friend's having this let me just let my friend finish her conversation, and then I can apologize afterwards. Like, it doesn't matter if she was doing that because of Wendy or not. You should not care about Wendy that much to just keep driving it. What is this to Angel? Like, she was clearly saying like, what is this, like, to her friend? Like, what is this? Like, what is she doing? But it was still rude because Angel was in the conversation. Just let it go at that point. You haven't been speaking this entire reunion. Now the one time you want to speak, everybody got to bow down and shut the hell up. No, relax. Like, I just wanted to tell her to relax. Like, there are so many times this season where she just needed to relax. Like, y'all can call it what you want. Y'all can act like people are doing too much. But, like, Stacey, I think, was justified in thinking Kiana, like, just gets... calm down. Like, you get too hyped too quick, and then you try to fake play nonchalant when we get to the reunion. That's another thing. I'm gonna get into that whole thing later, because that's more so part 2 stuff. But it's like, she needs to decide what type of housewife she wants to be. Are you combative? Are you nonchalant? Are you a reader? Like, what are you? Because we're confused. Are you a rude friend? Like, what are you? So her, that I'm talking like that, just, it would have irritated me. Even though she was doing it to Wendy, I would have felt like, you might as well have done it to me. You're being rude. Like, I don't know. She does chin check Angel, whether Angel wants to admit it or not. She absolutely does. Like, even the fact that she got mad at like, the fact that she got mad at Angel for what she got mad at her that started the chin check thing in the beginning. Like, dang, your friend just got on the show. Like, let her show that she can form her own opinion. Let her show that. Take it on the chin. Why are you ready to chin check her for asking a question? Like, or getting confirmation about something. Like, that was crazy. Like, I'm going off script, but it was rude. It was rude. I love my Be More girl, but it was rude. Giselle was absolutely being shady, asking when she would meet Angel. You knew that was Angel. Yes, she face-tuned way more than she should have, but you knew that was Angel. I don't like how Giselle and Ashley will run a joke into the ground all season, or terrorize someone all season. But then when we get to the reunion, or when they decide they're over it, It's let it go. It's not that deep. It's we already talked about it. I thought we were talking. We let it go then. We let it go then. Like Giselle loves to be like, we let it go then. Girl, no, you didn't. You ran it into the season. You ran it into the ground all season. Y'all would not let Catfish go. I think they were ready to let it go after that first night when Angel was like, I'm that girl. I'm that girl. But then the next morning, I think everybody was a little bit irritated that she like kind of brought the trip down a little bit. Angel messed up. That was where she messed. That was her first mistake. The Nevis trip. I think after that, they started to pick on her a little bit more, like intentionally. Like I feel like it was like fun in the beginning, but then after that, I think they were genuinely annoyed with her. So yes, y'all let it go at Nevis that night, but then after getting back, it did become a joke all season. Like once we got to that party, that cookout for the July thing, Ashley, why are you making catfish? It would have been funny if it was a thing that they let go in Nevis and it never was brought up again until that cookout and she brought it, then maybe I would have chuckled. But the girl was crying about it like badly. She was crying about it badly. Giselle told y'all she was crying about it. You know she doesn't like it. It's been brought up multiple times. Why are we bringing it to the cat? And then Wendy catfish. And I feel like Wendy was getting her lick in because Angel turned on her for no reason and like got crazy with her for no reason. So if she wanted to pick on her a little bit, that sounds so bad. But this is Housewives, guys. Like I see why. But even that, it was just like you guys literally dragged it all season, and like this girl was like the laughing stock all season because she just kept messing up. So it's like, don't be like, now that we're at the reunion where you're supposed to address things, don't be like, let it go, it's not that deep, or trying to brush it. Like, no, you're not Andy and you can't say let's move on. Address it because you did it. Like, I hate that they do that. They've always done that. It reminds me of season 3, terrorizing Karen while her parents were dying. And then at the reunion, it's, but it wasn't that deep. It wasn't that deep until she ran off the stage crying. And then it became that deep. Like, no, like, if you're gonna do these things, like, stand on it to the end and address it at the reunion. Don't try to just brush it off now that you know everybody thinks you went too far. Angel is another Dorit. So long-winded. Andy kept trying to cut that girl off. The asshole lips and Forest Whitaker eye comment, it just looks bad, guys. I'm sorry, there's no way around it. Like, it just looks bad. She shouldn't have said that. Wendy does make that face, but I don't think Forest Whitaker makes that face. Like, she does do the squint eye face thing, but it just sounded bad. Asshole lips, like, it just, guys, I don't know, it just, I don't know. I don't think I can. She shouldn't have said that. Like, even like, I don't think she's malicious or anything like that. It just, I don't think it just wasn't in good taste. It just looks bad. I said LMAO the way Andy said, not James Earl Jones, because not James Earl Jones. Again, I said it again. I think the catfish at the event was just tacky and corny. Like, it just wasn't funny. Ashley having a chip on her shoulders 5 years later, still after Wendy apologized at that dock at Monique's lake house, is pathetic to me, and tells me maybe Ashley is insecure as well, because Wendy coming for Ashley like that, it was just the biggest display of insecurity at the time. Like I said, people like you call me Dr. Wendy. Like, she thought that ate, but it just screamed. And maybe it would have ate if she was secure in herself, but it just screamed insecurity to me at the time. I feel like in hindsight has now proved that she was insecure at the time. And Ashley, I remember Ashley calling her insecure. Didn't she call her insecure season 5? I feel like she did. So it's like, knowing all those things, it's like you still have a chip on your shoulder, like from an insecure person trying to make you feel bad about themselves. Insecure person at the time. I still think she's a little bit insecure today, but I already said that. But like, it's like, okay, are you insecure? Because why are we still having a chip on our shoulder 5 years later? Like, the girl is up for jail. Like, I don't think this compares to you being mad that she acts like she's better than everyone else. Like, clearly she's not, if she's up for trial. Like, clearly there's nothing to, like, girl, like, she felt like it was necessary to commit fraud. That's enough to me. I'm sorry, I wouldn't still have a chip on my shoulder like that, especially being fake, acting like you guys are friends. Because then it's like, okay, so is that why you brought the information to that house in season 6? Because you still have the chip on your shoulder? Like, is that why? What else happened? I don't know. But it's just like, okay, so then what was season 7 when you were being supportive after the Mia stuff? Like, it's just, I'm very confused. And then Zen went in the pen immediately as soon as the stuff comes out. It's just like, okay, so are you insecure too? Because why are we still mad about that? Like, the person who tried to make me feel less than, like, potentially going to jail, I wouldn't revel in it or anything, but it would just be like, okay, like, you really should never care what people think, because anyone's lives can change that quickly. Like, so yeah, to me, Ashley, I wasn't really feeling that, because then to me it just looks like you're fake to still have a chip on your shoulder 5 years later. You could have just said, okay, Wendy, I'm not messing with you then, ever, because that's how you came to me. Like, also, everyone thought Wendy did the most when she said that to Ashley. Literally everyone thought she did the most. So all the girls did. Everyone was telling Wendy that she was tripping. So it's just like, that's a weak excuse. I said, okay, one social security number. Yeah, it was cute. It was cute. Good job, Ashley. Why is Kiarna a ghost? Why does she always do that? She did that last season. She was mute the whole season last season, but like, why were you so loud to make up for being boring last season? And then you get to the reunion. The reunion is where we want to see the dress and the drama and the reads. We want to see the arguments. We want to see it all. Why are you waiting? Why are you quiet? Why are you silent? Why are you not jumping in? Why? You literally could jump into everything. She jumped into everything else during the season. That first half of the season, we could not hear her shutting up. And now you're silent. Open that beautiful mouth, sister. Open that mouth, diva, and speak. And the only time you speak is to be rude to Angel and chin check her. Like, I'm confused. And I don't understand what's going on in the House of Commons. Like, why are you silent, Kiarna? Do you want to be here? Like, she's either loud and wrong or quiet and meek. And I can't with it. Like, I have more thoughts on that and for part 2. But since she gave me nothing, I'm going to give her nothing in this video. It was dry. The last thing I want to speak about, y'all might think this is childish, but does Stacy's breath stink or no? Because why was that not addressed? I only heard Ashley use it as a dig in the second part. And I'm sorry, but her breath is not an important enough topic to be shown in part 3. So that tells me that maybe they just didn't address it. And I don't want them to address it as in like a humiliation ritual, but I just wanted to know, like, personally, let me know if no one else felt like it was necessary. Maybe they addressed it and didn't air it because they didn't feel like it was necessary, but I'm just like wondering, like, it was like this big thing at the beginning of the season. They kept mentioning it. Obviously she wasn't engaging with it a lot, so it had no choice but to die down. But it's like everybody was talking about it in the beginning, you know, trying to be funny, giving her mints and stuff, and then we stopped hearing about it. So I'm like, what was going on? Like, was there a health issue? Was she just not having the proper hygiene? Like, did she get it fixed? Like, I'm sorry, for me, I wanted to know that. Like, I didn't want them to embarrass her or anything like that. I didn't find the stuff funny in the beginning of the season. Like, I was concerned, like, of course no one wants to be around a coworker who has bad breath all the time, but I just wanted to know, like, I don't know. But yeah, like, no one wants to be around somebody who has bad breath, but at the same time, I didn't think it was cute nor funny for them to, like, be making a joke of it on camera. But then I was like, okay, was it so bad like all of last season and they tried to tell her before and she wasn't listening, so they're like, okay, we gotta bring this up on camera where she's not, so she can feel embarrassed about it and finally do something. Like, I was wondering, like, I wanted to know those details, so I was disappointed that way, because I feel like if we were going to hear about something like that, it's so frivolous that we would hear about that in part 1. So yeah, I think those are all my thoughts for now. Or no, that has to be them. I'm not making another part 1, but see you guys later. I hope you enjoyed my thoughts. Let me know if you agree, disagree. Yeah. Thank you.